welcome back to the SA Wine Lockdown virtual tasting series with Creation Wines and myself, Madison Volkwyn. Today we are dealing with favorite pairings, and we've got two beautiful Merlots for you, as well as two variations on a gorgeous cauliflower soup. So Merlot, what you may or may not have known, Merlot is actually the second most planted grape in the world, red grape, after Cab, and is also one of the most planted grapes in the Bordeaux region. We spoke a bit about Bordeaux and Cab, where it's found, and how Merlot is a perfect blending partner and why you often find them together in a Bordeaux blend. But what is Merlot about on its own? In older French dialect, the name Merlot actually translates back to little blackbird, which is quite fitting considering the fruit profile that you often find on a Merlot, with those deep, luscious, beautiful black fruits and that velvety, smooth, glossy sheen, kind of like a blackbird's wing. We have our Estate Merlot for you today, 2016, as well as our 2016 Reserve Merlot, which is the current vintage we've got on the farm. So it's going to be beautiful to explore those two wines with you today. So the old saying goes that good wine is made in the vineyard and not in the cellar. And we at Creation believe that there is a true resonance to that, and that really is how a lot of our wines are made. We've got gorgeous grapes, healthy vines, virus-free plantings, and we have a good organic content in the soils. All of our clay-based soils have beautiful rich shale notes. There's quartz deposit, we've got oak leaf and Takulu soils, and the organic life in the soil means that we've got a very healthy microbiology there. Why this is important is because all of the things that a plant needs to be happy, or the vine needs to be happy, the same as we do. We need our vegetables and our proteins and our carbs, our minerals and nutrients. The vine also needs these things, and a good organic soil life converts these nutrients and minerals into something called inorganic compounds, which the vine can then take up through its roots through water. It's essentially dissolved into the water uptake, allowing the vine to thrive, flourish, be happy and healthy. How we ensure that the Merlot, once the plant is thoroughly thriving, we plant in a northeast and southwest direction to get maximum sun exposure, allowing the plant to receive morning and afternoon sun. We also use two specific clones. We've got a 3-4-6 and a 3-4-8 clone, which allow for slightly smaller berries, not as high a yield, to really ensure that we've got a good concentration and flavor development in the grapes. So oak is typically responsible for introducing something called lactones to wine, which is a toasted coconut. Not really what we get in our Merlot with our French oak. We get a lot more vanillin, as well as spicy notes like clove, and a little bit more of those smoky notes like a cigar box or a tobacco that comes in a little bit more of an aged wine. So we'll expect to pick that up a little bit more on our Reserve Merlot compared to our Estate Merlot, which we expect to be a bit more fruit forward because of the time spent in oak and the exposure to new wood. So what is the main difference between the two Merlots? Obviously they'll have a similar fruit profile. There's lovely black fruits that you'll pick up on the nose. So we really do, we get that dark cherry, a dark plum, definitely on both of them. There is a little bit of a spicy note that comes through on there and a slight hint of vanilla, and that's largely due to the oak. These two wines have different oaking and different exposures to new wood on them. The Estate Merlot has 14 months at 33% new wood, whereas the Reserve Merlot has 18 months at 60% new wood. So we do get those lovely black fruit flavors. We've got the cherry and the plum, very smooth. A little bit of that mocha note that's coming in between the blending of the natural grape aromas and the aromas and the flavors and the compounds that you get from the oak together. We've also got a little bit of age, so the wine has had time, about 4 years or so now, to develop in the bottle slightly. We've got a gorgeous acidity. It's still refreshing. It doesn't stand out or jump out. Great alcohol and a lovely body and textural feel on the wine. That's also to do with how much oak exposure it's got. Very easy to drink. Could go for a lot longer. It's got the potential to age a lot further, as we discussed earlier. So let's look at this in comparison to the Reserve Merlot. We've definitely got more smoky notes. We've got a little bit more of a velvety texture and mouthfeel. Again, the mocha flavor that comes through together. It's a velvety, layered, rich, dense wine that's got that dried fruit note, a little bit more aged. It feels a little bit more developed, even though they're both a 2016. So definitely an indicator that the amount of oak exposure and the way in which the wines were made are slightly different. Both of these wines are absolute heaven to drink. The longer and the older they get, the more they smooth out. These could easily age for at least 10-12 years. Really, it's exciting to see where they're going to develop to. Lucky I've got 1 or 2 more bottles of this in the cellar, so Keen to open those up. We'll do that in another couple of years and compare them to now. We've got amazing cauliflower soups, the perfect winter warmers. Make them with your family. Tag us in your posts. We'd love to see what you're doing. Be safe and tune in again for more on our SA Wine Lockdown virtual tasting series with myself, Madison, and Creation Wines.